Further ado, I'd like to bring to the lectern someone very fantastic that is going to be giving us the opening remarks. He's Executive Sales Director for Commercial Airplanes at Boeing Company. This wonderful personality works closely with airlines and government across the continent to secure aircraft, financing and maintenance, partnership to boost regional fleet. It's a great pleasure to invite to this lectern Mr. Mo Ibekwe. Please a round of applause for him. The faster you clap, the faster he gets here.
Good morning, everyone. Okay. Can you all hear me clearly? Okay. Okay, thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. You know, in Nigeria, we have quite a bit of protocol, so please allow me to stand on top of the protocol that was established by our lovely MC here. Today is an interesting day for me. Actually, tomorrow is going to be my 21 years in aviation, actually 21 years at the Boeing Company. You know, this is my third career. I started with engineering, then I did marketing, and I did sales. You know, I was always wondering, what can I do? I mean, I was born here in Lagos, right? And I come home often. I see the aviation sector. I want to travel. There are delays. The airport infrastructure is not the best. There are just a lot of challenges, and the airlines in Nigeria face tremendous challenges every day. So when I had the opportunity to lead sales for our region, for the Boeing Company, I took it as a duty to try to do something to help change the sector here. So when I actually took this job here, I took the time. We abandoned the traditional selling pattern. You know, when you want to sell something, you go talk about your product and you start selling. But I know that Nigeria is a different place. You can't take something from North America or Europe or Asia, bring it into the Nigerian context without Nigerianizing it for it to work. However, we stepped back and we said, let's try to identify the challenges that's holding Nigeria back. From, you know, the airport infrastructure, our regulations, the fact that Nigerian airlines have a tough time getting access to credit, as well as also developing capabilities locally. So we figured, in order to make the aviation sector here blossom, it's a partnership between the airlines, the government, and financiers, as well as the Boeing Company. I know there are others who manufacture aircraft, but since I represent the Boeing Company, I say Boeing. When we looked at this, like I mentioned, there are four key things to help boost the aviation sector in Nigeria. The first one is access to credit and dry lease. The second one is improved technical capabilities. Technical capabilities, what we're doing here is an opening ceremony for training EASA engineers, B1, B2 training for the 737NG. The third thing is improving airport infrastructure. For those coming into Nigeria, you can see that there's construction going on at the airport. And the fourth one was regulatory environment. I want to say that when we began this journey, the journey began with also not just the airlines, but also the Office of the Honorable Minister of Aviation, Honorable Festus Keyamo, who is represented by Mr. Bajomo, Senior Special Advisor to the Honorable Minister on FDI and CIP. So thank you for being here. You know, he really took to heart what we told him about how we can actually be partners. You know, in August 2024, we signed an MOU between the Boeing Company and Nigeria. And as part of that MOU, we have 9 pillars in the MOU. It was financing, enhancing technical support. We do have our field service representative here. He flew in from Lome. He'll be coming here time to time to help our airlines with their Boeing aircraft. We're going to have entry into service personnel, people that come here to help improve how we maintain our Boeing aircraft that operate in Nigerian airspace. We talked about doing airline planning workshops. We do have Amin. He's marketing for Boeing. He's very well experienced in marketing, and he has done a couple of workshops here with some of the airlines, basically helping with business plan and also helping to enhance or improve how airlines design their network. We talked about leadership development. We've actually hosted one leadership training here in Nigeria. We had a leadership development training in Dubai, and we had both airlines from ValueJet and United Nigeria and other Nigerian airlines that attended that training in Dubai. We also talked about airline operational safety support. We have several initiatives to work with the NCAA on improving safety in Nigeria. We've had our pilots actually come in. When we talk about the 7, which is also safety enhancement initiatives, we've actually had our pilots visit both United Nigeria and ValueJet. The plan is to have our experienced Boeing pilots also work with the airlines for the sake of improving safety. We talked about airport infrastructure development. Again, we do have an airports engineering capability group that will also be advising FAN and NAMA when it comes to developing and improving our runways and the airport infrastructure. Number 9 is MRO support. You know, one of the challenges in Africa is, you know, airplanes come in, however, how do you maintain it? One of the things that actually slows down the growth of aviation in Nigeria is when that airplane has an issue, you can't fix it. What do? So we know there is several initiatives going on to develop capabilities locally. When you look at what we call major MROs, the closest MRO from Lagos is about a 4-hour flight away. Then there are some that are 5 hours away, 6 hours away, and beyond. The reality is that even these MROs do not have the capability to handle what we see in terms of the forecast of airplanes coming in the region. You know, we forecast that there will be about 1,200 airplanes that will be delivered on the continent in the next 20 years. With that, we're going to need about 77,000 aviation professionals. The services industry is a big one. It's worth about $130 billion over the next 20 years. So when you think about it, we have to not only bring airplanes in to transport our people. By doing that, it also creates jobs, not just directly, but also indirectly, but also developing the capabilities locally. Imagine in Nigeria where a child can grow up. If the child wants to be a pilot, they don't have to leave the borders of Nigeria. They still have to, but not for training. Imagine an engineer growing up here, being able to go to school here, becoming an engineer to work in an aircraft. Cabin crew, dispatchers, business of the airline, all these capabilities are things that is important for us to develop locally to reduce dependency outside the borders. Like I said, I'm very happy to be here. One of the reasons why we're doing this training is our commitment, as I mentioned, that when we signed the MOU, we truly meant it. Back in the days, it was about, you know, you sold an airplane and you're on your own. What I want to assure, you know, everyone here is that our airplane comes with support. It comes with a lifetime of friendship and relationship. Nigeria has always been a close friend of the Boeing company. My job as a sales leader for this region is to enhance that partnership, make it grow, make it foster, make Nigeria one of the countries in Africa that has a fully well-developed aviation sector. This is the beginning. There's more to come. You know, the airlines here, the MDs here, they know less than 2 years ago, we were at Boeing signing an MOU. I don't think they knew they're going to be flying Boeing airplanes by this year, but it's happening. And I'm telling you, we're going to see a lot of great things happening in this country. I know in the past we always think progress is slow, but I tell you, it's slow now, but in the next couple of years, you will see a lot happen in this country that everyone can be proud of. So, thank you.